Have you ever been told you're not good enough by the people who should love you most? I'm Sam Carter, 25 years old from Portland, Oregon. Growing up, my parents always compared me to my older sister, Lily, their perfect daughter. Lily was the star athlete, the valedictorian, the one they bragged about at every family dinner. Me? They called me second best, the kid who tried hard but never measured up. I loved coding. From the moment I built my first website at 12, I dreamed of creating apps that could change lives. But when I showed my parents my projects, they'd shrug. Sam, coding's nice, but Lily's pre-med. That's real success. When I won a school hackathon, they didn't show up. They were at Lily's volleyball game. The final straw? At 18, they told me point blank, Sam, you'll always be second best. Focus on something practical. My heart broke, but I made a vow. I'd prove them wrong, not by tearing them down, but by shining brighter than they could imagine. This is my story of turning pain into power. It's got drama, a sneaky prank, and a moment that'll make you cheer. Ready to see how I did it? Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get started. Our house in Portland was a cozy two-story with a big backyard where rain pattered on the windows most days. It should have been a warm home, but for me, it felt like a stage where Lily was the star and I was the understudy. Lily, 3 years older, was everything my parents wanted. Tall, blonde, with a megawatt smile. She aced AP classes, led the volleyball team to state championships, and had a wall of trophies in her room. My parents, both accountants, saw her as their ticket to pride. Dad would say, Lily's gonna be a doctor. She's our legacy. Mom kept a scrapbook of Lily's achievements, from newspaper clippings to prom queen photos. I didn't hate Lily. She was kind, even if oblivious. We'd bake cookies together, binge Stranger Things, and laugh over dumb TikToks. But I hated how my parents made me invisible. At 12, I discovered coding through a school computer club. I built a website for fun, a clunky blog about Portland's coffee shops, and felt alive. When I showed Mom, she glanced at it and said, Cute, Sam, but Lily's studying for her SATs. That's what matters. Dad was blunter. Coding's a hobby, not a career. Don't waste your time. The comparisons never stopped. When I got a B+ in math, Mom sighed. Lily never got below an A. When I joined the coding club, Dad said, Why not try volleyball like your sister? At 16, I won a regional hackathon with an app that helped local shelters track donations. I was thrilled, clutching my little trophy, but my parents didn't come. They were cheering Lily at a college scout game. That night, I overheard them on the phone. Sam's doing her computer thing, but Lily's our real star. The worst moment came at 18. I'd been accepted to a tech program at Oregon State with a partial scholarship. I'd also built an app, Food Finder, that connected food banks with surplus restaurant donations. It was gaining traction, even featured in a local paper. I thought my parents would finally be proud. At dinner, I shared the news, hands shaking. Dad cut me off. Sam, you'll always be second best to Lily. She's pre-med at Stanford. Coding won't get you there. Get a practical degree. Mom nodded. We can't afford to support your hobbies. I was gutted. They'd paid for Lily's dorm and car, but wouldn't help me with tuition. I stood up, voice trembling. I'll do it myself. I stormed to my room, slamming the door. That night, I scrolled Reddit's r/raised by narcissists, reading stories of kids overlooked by parents. One post hit hard. They don't see you now, but make them see you later. I whispered to my laptop, just wait. I'll show you second best. Lily's graduation party sealed my resolve. My parents threw a backyard bash, complete with a Congrats Stanford banner. Neighbors toasted Lily's future. I was there, but no one asked about my app or college plans. Standing by the punch bowl, I decided I'd build a life so big they couldn't ignore it. I moved out at 18, renting a shoebox apartment near Oregon State with savings from a part-time job at Brewed Awakening, a Portland coffee shop. By day, I studied computer science, soaking up classes on AI and app development. By night, I poured lattes, wiped tables, and coded until 3 a.m. My Food Finder app was growing. Local nonprofits used it, and I got emails from users saying, "You're saving food from landfills." But every step felt like climbing a mountain. My parents barely called. When they did, it was about Lily. She's top of her class at Stanford. I'd grit my teeth, say, "That's great," and change the subject. Meanwhile, I juggled tuition, rent, and groceries on a barista's wage. I bought a used laptop, my war machine, and taught myself advanced coding through YouTube tutorials and Reddit's R-Learn programming. Every line of code was a middle finger to second best. At 20, I hit a breakthrough. Food Finder caught the eye of Tech Trend, a startup accelerator in Seattle. They invited me to pitch for funding and mentorship. I was ecstatic but terrified. Seattle was a big leap, and I'd be up against Ivy League coders. I worked weeks on my pitch, designing a sleek demo showing how Food Finder could scale nationally. To save money, I took a 10-hour Greyhound bus to Seattle. My laptop clutched like a lifeline. The pitch day was intense. The room was packed with suits and tech bros in hoodies. I wore a thrift store blazer, feeling like an imposter. When my turn came, I poured my heart out. Food Finder isn't just an app. It's a mission to fight hunger and waste. I built it because I know what it's like to feel overlooked. The judges nodded, and I got a standing ovation. Tech Trend offered $50,000 and a spot in their program. I cried on the bus home, not from sadness, but from hope. Back in Portland, I quit my barista job and moved to Seattle, renting a shared loft with other coders. I expanded Food Finder, hiring a small team with the funding. We added features like real-time donation tracking and partnered with national food banks. My Instagram at Sam Codes grew to 10,000 followers as I shared my journey. But doubt lingered. Every milestone felt fragile, like my parents' words. Second best could unravel it all. For a bit of fun, I set a trap for Lily. She'd started following my Instagram, leaving generic comments like, "So proud." I posted a fake, glitchy app screenshot with the caption, "Rough draft. Oops," knowing she'd tell our parents I was struggling. Sure enough, Mom called. "Sam, maybe coding's too hard. Come home." I smirked, planning to surprise them with my real success. The real test came at 24. TechTrend announced a global tech summit in San Francisco, where I'd pitch Food Finder to investors and tech giants like Google. A win could mean millions in funding and a chance to go viral. But my parents didn't know. I sent them and Lily invitations to the summit with a cryptic note: "Join me in San Francisco, June 10th. I wanted them to walk in blind and see second best shine. The San Francisco Tech Summit was a high-stakes circus: glass-walled conference halls, drones buzzing with cameras, and tech moguls in sneakers worth my rent. I wore a sharp black blazer, my hair in a messy bun, nerves on fire. Food Finder's booth was sleek, with screens showing live donation stats. My team, three coders I'd met in Seattle, hustled beside me, handing out swag. My parents and Lily arrived late, looking out of place in the tech crowd. Mom clutched her purse, Dad frowned at the drones, and Lily scanned the room, confused. They hadn't connected my invite to this. I took a deep breath and stepped to the main stage for my pitch, the crowd swelling to hundreds. Hey everyone, I said, voice steady despite my pounding heart. I'm Sam Carter, and Food Finder is my dream. It started in my bedroom, born from feeling like I didn't matter. Today, it's saved 10 million meals from landfills, feeding thousands across America. I clicked to a video, food banks buzzing, volunteers using the app, families smiling over meals. The crowd leaned in. I shared stats, 50,000 active users, 200 partnered nonprofits, and my vision. With your support, Food Finder can go global, fighting hunger everywhere. Then I got personal. My parents once called me second best, said I'd never match my sister. But this app, this moment, is my proof, not to them, but to myself. I glanced at my family. Mom's eyes were wet, Dad's jaw tight, Lily's hand over her mouth. The video ended with a user's quote: Sam's app gave my kids dinner. She's a hero. The room exploded in applause. The judges awarded Food Finder the summit's top prize, $2 million in funding and a Google partnership. Cameras flashed as I accepted the award, tears streaming. Off stage, my family approached, faces raw. Mom hugged me, sobbing. Sam, we were wrong. We didn't see you, and we're so sorry. Dad, voice hoarse, said, I thought we were pushing you to be secure, but you're stronger than we ever knew. Lily pulled me aside, holding a USB drive. I found your old website code from when you were 12, she said, eyes misty. I kept it. You were always brilliant, Sam. I just didn't say it. I laughed, hugging her, the weight of second best lifting. My prank had worked. They'd expected failure, but saw a star. The twist? I realized I hadn't just proved them wrong. I'd proved myself right. Their doubt had fueled me, but my belief had won. Today, Food Finder's global feeding millions, and I'm a lead developer at Google. My parents brag about me now, and Lily's my biggest cheerleader, even coding a bit herself. My Instagram's at 200,000 followers, inspiring coders worldwide. But the real win? Knowing I'm enough, no matter who doubts me. If you've ever been called second best, hear this. You are not your doubters' words. Your dreams, your grit, your heart, that's what defines you. Build your path, prove yourself right, and shine so bright the world can't look away. Thanks for hearing my story. If it hit home, smash that like button and subscribe for more. Comment below, who's told you you're not enough and how'd you prove them wrong? I'm reading every one. Share this with someone who needs a spark and hit that bell for the next story. Let's keep coding our dreams.